Fearless Meadows, what you up to? Well, I'm always up to something. And I do a little bit of this, that, but today's topic is going to be about domestic violence. I always wanted to talk about not domestic violence, but you know what? I always told myself the first time somebody hit me, that is it. Get out of here, okay? And God said, I have a plan for you, Fearless Meadow, since you think you're so tough. So he tested me. Guess what? Yes, we're going to talk about domestic violence today.
You told Harpos to beat me. I be darned, all my life I had to fight my daddies and my brothers and my uncles. I loves Harpo, but I be darned if I'ma let that man beat me. I kill him, and I'll kill him first. I deserve to be treated as a vessel because God created me as a woman. Black man, I can't breathe when you disrespect me as a woman because of the color of my brown or black skin. I can't breathe. We get that we are no value to you, whereas you wouldn't do the same to a white woman as you cherish her feminine ways and treat us like crap. I can't breathe. Stop taking your anger out on me because you're mad at your mother. It's not her fault that she beat you because your father beat her. She only was trying to prevent you from turning out like him, yet you ended up being a worser version of that monster. Black man, I can't breathe. Stop beating me. I can't breathe. Stop stealing and trying to break my spirit, only to get yours broken by that white woman who you put on a pedestal and then you come running back. If you're in an abusive relationship.
So, honey, let me tell you, whoever that perpetrator is, you know what I mean? You get out of there with the quickness. You let go and you let God deal with that. Because when God handled that individual, that perpetrator who decided to turn you into a slave and exercise that authority over you, oh, it's going to be doomsday in hell for them. Yep, it sure will. Your job is to protect yourself, respect yourself enough to let go and let God deal with that, honey. Because when God, you cannot even begin to compete or compare the wrath that God will put on that individual for disrespecting his child. And honey, you are God's child. Remember that. Never underestimate the violence. Get out of there. Get out of there and keep yourself safe. Stay away from danger.
You can't find yourself
Like
a way out of that situation.
out of it with the quickness. Snap out of it in 5 minutes. Go take a cold shower. Go take a jog. Talk to your mama, your sister, your grandparents, your aunties, your uncles, your brother, your cousins. Talk to somebody, but snap the hell out of it with the quickness. That is not love. He doesn't love you. I don't care how good the sex is. And put the brakes on.
So, hello, y'all. Today's topic is going to be a little serious. I just wanted to go over some very key point issues because a lot of times we are so elevated on a spiritual level, reading the Word of God or whatever, we forget that stuff happens in real life. There's a really good quote that I thought about and I had to contemplate and play it across my mind. If you're familiar with hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil in the KJV Bible. It's one of those scriptures where it says, hey, just ignore everything that's happening around you. Well, I'm here to tell you that if you are ignoring domestic violence around you because you are one of the Bible toting um, followers where you believe that, that if you speak no evil, if you close your eyes to evil and act like you don't hear it around you, how are we ever going to deal with real life issues, real life issues happening every day, especially during the COVID pandemic? They said domestic violence is on the rise, believe it or not. And that's pretty sad. And I thought about it and I thought about it, and I'm like, wait, I don't want to be biased. So I know it happens to men and women. But during my research, I found out that, again, more women experience domestic violence than men. That's pretty sad when you think about it, because women are the women are the weaker vessel. Therefore, a woman cannot physically assault a man like and do damage like a man can to a female. And I say, if you find yourself in a domestic violence situation, if that person raises their voice, speaks to you in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable, or puts their hands on you, you immediately leave. That is not the type of relationship you want to be in. You don't know ands, ifs, ors about it. There is no reason for anyone to yell at a grown woman or a grown man or put their hands on you. That's unacceptable. There is no excuse whatsoever for that. It's not love. And if that individual feels as though they need to exercise their love in that manner, then that individual is really not ready to be in a healthy relationship. They have prior issues that you may not be aware of, and it's not your job to fix an individual or to waste your precious life on someone who is struggling with some type of physical or mental illness. That's left up to the doctors and psychiatrists to deal with. You as an individual, it is not your role to sit there and to nurture or to nurse or to doctor someone who is verbally or physically violent. That's why I said, if you find yourself in a situation like that, and I don't care how much you love that individual, how much he may have stigmatized you or vaginalized you, 2 words that are made up, but the key factor is get out of it. No one deserves to be mistreated. No one deserves to be disrespected. Now, a lot of times these individuals, perpetrators who are acting out verbally or violently towards their loved ones, they are not going to be held accountable in their mindset. They have no clue how much they're damaging you as an individual. And they have no clue how long it's going to take you to recover. The longer you stay in a domestic violence situation, the more damage that it does to you. Eventually, if you're not strong enough, it is going to damage your soul. It is going to damage your physical body. And a lot of times, the tables flip and you become the aggressive one in that situation if you stay in there too long. So I advise anybody who is in a domestic violence situation to get out, tell somebody, seek help, but do not put yourself in danger and minimize what's happening, because you would not want that to happen to any of your children. Domestic violence is unacceptable, and it will result in either someone being killed or someone going to jail. Is it worth you losing your life? Because you do not have the skill set to deal with someone who is practicing those type of behaviors. Think about it. So your best bet is to tell somebody, and don't be ashamed or afraid to tell somebody, because it's going to take you time to heal. And the more you talk about it and tell, then you're on your way to recovery. But if you hold that stuff in and don't speak on it and don't tell anybody, then that can lead to all kind of health issues, depression, you having anger issues, and again, you're being put in a position that you wouldn't even want an animal to be put in. Abuse is abuse, so you need to speak on it. You don't need to turn your head and act like you don't see it. If you see a neighbor or a coworker or somebody like that coming to you to seek help, you need to lead them to the right resources so they can get out of that situation.